Welcome to a new episode of Travel Spark by TTG. As its name suggests, Travel Spark by TTG is a program that aims to spark off travel and events ideas. In this episode, we will get a taste of some of the fun things coming up in the Philippines, as well as take a serious look at investments that will give the destination a sharper tourism edge. Taking us through this conversation is Arnold T Gonzales, Acting Head of the MICE Department, Tourism Promotions Board, Philippines. Arnold is a tourism veteran of over 30 years and has held various roles within the Philippine Convention and Visitors Corporation, the Philippine Department of Tourism, and the Tourism Promotions Board, Philippines. Thank you so much for giving us your time, Arnold.
Hi, thank you, Karen. Good morning. And I'm just pleased to be doing this interview with you.
Yeah, we're always happy to have our Philippine friends with us on this episode, yeah?
Yes, thank you so much.
I've got a couple of questions for you, so let's get started on the first, okay?
Yes.
The Philippine community has a huge love for festivals, and coming around the corner is Christmas. Will you tell us what sort of festival vibes and unique activities can travelers expect should they choose to spend their year-end holidays in the Philippines?
Okay. Well, for those who don't know yet, Christmas is the longest festival here in the Philippines. Being majority Catholic, we are actually, it's very special. If in the United States, Thanksgiving is the most special and most important. In the Philippines, it's Christmas. So they should be expecting really a lot of celebration in the country. Let me tell you one good thing is we have what we call Simbang Gabi or the midnight mass, but actually not actually midnight. So 16 days before before Christmas, we celebrate like either late night or actually early morning dawn masses. So people will go to the churches, and then right after that is there would, for comfort food, we would be buying bibingka. This is a rice cake that's cooked on charcoal. There's charcoal on top and charcoal below. So that's bibingka. Then we have rice cake also, which we call puto bumbong. It's a violet rice cake, and other delicacies. So Christmas is really important in the Philippines. So you can also, they could travel, let's say, to the north, to Ilocos, where they could have a warmth feeling of Christmas. Ilocos being really having a very strong Spanish heritage. And then they could do a holiday food trip in Iloilo. Iloilo is one of the provinces in Panay Island where really there's really so very good food. We have bacho, you have pancit molo. Iloilo is like Pampanga. They're like the food destinations here in the Philippines. And then they could also go to Zamboanga to experience the holiday haven there. So there's a lot to experience here in the country for Christmas. In fact, from September, we're already celebrating it. Why? We're already hearing Christmas songs. It's being played already. Christmas songs are being played in the malls. So that's how serious we are in celebrating Christmas, Karen.
That's wonderful to get started on the holiday vibes a month ahead. That's a wonderful idea, Arnold. Okay, so let's look further ahead. What does the calendar of festivals and events hold for 2023? Will you highlight some fascinating festivals that that you have across the country that travelers should never miss?
Yes, the Philippines is known for its festivals and fiestas. This we have, how do you call this, developed because of the Spanish colonial times, during the Spanish colonial times, we got Christianized. So meaning we, majority are now Roman Catholic. So because of this, festivals are basically anchored on harvest and also on religious festivals. So to give you an example, in January, in the third Sunday of January, and the third weekend, we celebrate what you call the Santo Niño Festival, or the Little Jesus Festival. And this is a festival that happens in Cebu, in Sinulog. We call Sinulog. It's really beautiful, where there's parade with colorful costumes, and really celebrating the child Jesus. Similarly, they do that in Ati-Atihan in Calibo, and this time, this was the time this to celebrate when the Spaniards came, and they encountered the Atis. That's why they call Ati-Atihan, and then they color themselves with charcoal black,
Mm.
because they were the original inhabitants of Panay Island. And so it's a festival, so it's with drums and parade and colorful costumes, with, of course, with suit all over.
Mm.
They paint their bodies black. And then there's one in Dinagyang festival in Iloilo. It's similar to Sinulog, where they don colorful costumes with the Santo Niño on hand. That's already, or just January alone, you already have that, the
Yeah.
Santo Niño Festival. And then in February, you have what you call the Panagbenga Festival. This is the one in Baguio. Baguio is the summer capital of the Philippines, cool, with cool climate. So this is basically a flower festival, beautiful parade of flowers from the place, from the region. And there's a contest with the most beautiful karosa, or
Mhm.
most beautiful, uh how do you call this, design and decoration that you have.
Mhm.
And it's really something to watch out for.
Mhm.
And then we also have what you call the Moriones Festival. This time is during the Holy Week. As you know, this again relates to this is a religious festival, because we are Roman Catholic. So Moriones Festival is celebration. This is in Marinduque, where they don masks of Roman, how do you call this, Roman centurion. So this
Mhm.
is basically a reenactment of the search for Longinus. He's a Roman centurion who pierced the side of the crucified Christ. So this is
Ah.
also something to look forward to, and it's very popular. We call this the Moriones Festival in the island of Marinduque, because Holy Week, again, like Christmas, is very important for us. We don't have Holy Thursday and Good Friday. We don't have
Mhm.
offices anymore. Everything's closed. So that's how
Mhm.
important this is. And then come May, during summer, we have the Harvest Festival, and one of the most popular festivals is what you call Pahiyas. Pahiyas is, in Quezon, in Lukban, Quezon, in May, where they put fruits and flowers on the street, on the facade of the houses.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. It's like it's not really a Disneyland, but it's like you're in a movie, where really you can see the all houses, the facades of houses, decorated with colorful keepings. These are what you call these are colored, how do you call this, flour, and then and hardened, and later on you can eat it. It's like cracker,
Wow.
fish cracker,
Okay.
but really all done with and decorated with fruits and
Mhm.
vegetables. Okay, so that's Pahias Festival. Another is what you call in South Cotabato is the Tinalak Festival. In Mindanao, it's a really showcase of Philippine culture, and
Mhm.
Tinalak is the weave. We are really promoting the weaves of the Philippines, and this is a beautiful weave. In the Tinalak fabric is actually, there's no similar design,
Mm.
because the women, the old folks, they do the design based on their dreams, following their dreams. From the dream, they know that they are given in the dream this kind of design, and this is made of abaca,
Mm.
and it's a beautiful weave. You can wear this as a costume later on, but it's or even for display.
Right.
So this is what the Tinalak Festival in July.
Mhm.
And then we have Kadayawan Festival. This one is also a celebration of life and harvest. This time in Davao City, Davao City in South. That's the capital
Mhm.
of Mindanao, and where the former president came from, President Duterte. And we also have Mascara Festival. It's Mascara Festival in October. This is Bacolod City. They don mask as mascara, and it's really it's derived from the word masa, or meaning crowd, and from the Spanish word for cara, meaning face. So it's
Mm.
really a joyous festival with colorful costumes, so much good food, all around. And then you have the Gigantes Festival in Angono, Rizal, which is not far from Metro Manila. This is a festival where they these gigantes or giants made of paper mache. They go around the streets, tall paper maches, and this is town fiesta in honor of the patron saint San Clemente, the patron saint of fishermen. And last but not least, you have the Giant Lantern Festival. As I mentioned, Christmas is very special for us. And so in Pampanga, just a
Mm.
little bit north of Metro Manila, but we have the Giant Lantern Festival where it's huge lanterns. There's a contest of the most beautiful lantern, and really it's mind-boggling how they do it. It's really beautiful how they do it, and these are really huge lanterns, which you should not miss when you go to the Philippines sometime in December. Oh my God, there are other festivals, smaller festivals, but I can it will take us 5 hours to discuss them here.
Well, Arnold, I'm hearing a lot of opportunities there for cultural immersion,
Mhm.
feasting, very good feast. You can expect a lot of photography opportunities for the Instagramming and the TikToking communities, or the generation that we have now, huh?
Yes, that's right.
Hmm. Now, speaking of valuable experiences, will you spill the beans on hidden gems in your country? Perhaps any destinations that must be on a hit list when travelers come calling, and what's outstanding about these places?
Okay, the tourists of today are quite different from the
Mm-hmm.
pre-pandemic time. And so now they're looking for less crowded places, and people are becoming to be more conscious now on sustainability, protecting the environment. And so we're able to showcase now, and are able to find gems in the Philippines. So, for example, you have what we call the Masungi Geo Reserve. This is in the province of Rizal. This is a conservation area where you can find the rustic rock gardens, limestone rock gardens tucked in rainforests of the province of
Mm,
Rizal. Rizal is actually metropolitan Manila. A lot of areas in metropolitan Manila used to be part of the province of Rizal. Rizal is our national hero. But then metropolitan Manila came about, but there's still beautiful towns in the province of Rizal, such
mhm,
as Angono, Taytay, Tanay. These are nice ones, and beautiful towns in the province of Rizal with heritage and
mm,
culture, and you have this sprawling limestone landscape, and this is actually a sanctuary that will allow guests to commune with nature and to appreciate the surroundings. And then you have what we call Palawan. So one of the destinations, and also my favorite, is Palawan. Palawan, is really a mini archipelago in itself. If you want to go to see the underground river, which is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, you go to Puerto Princesa and you discover the longest underground river in the world. And then you can also go to El Nido and Coron. These are two almost the same, how do you call this, beauty, but two different sites, with limestone cliffs and and virgin beaches and forests. Beautiful. And this is really a very popular destination. It has really won several awards. I
mm,
won't even name these awards because they've been receiving awards since time immemorial. It's number one island, and then the best island and the most favored island in the world. Just in the Philippines. And then of course you have, I don't know if you've heard of Siargao. Siargao
Mm,
is really a surfing destination in northern Mindanao. It's an island there, and a lot of Australians go there. It's
mm,
really, that's where you could find the Cloud9. So many surfers go there every year, and it's really a hidden gem because they don't really want a lot of people to just discover it and see the place, because it's really beautiful. I've been there myself, and even the jump off point for the island hopping, you don't even have to leave already the jump off point, because it's already white sand beach. Usually jump
mm,
off points, you have either gray sand or black sand or um, uh, beige sand, but this one is already white sand beach. Also, I said beautiful Siargao. It's really a gem. These are hidden gems in the Philippines. And then you have Romblon. This island province of Romblon is where our beautiful marbles come from. Do you know that we
mm,
have beautiful marbles comparable to the marbles in Italy? Oh yeah,
mm.
these are beautiful marbles. This is where really it might be a surprise to you, but beautiful marbles are being found, and precious marbles are found there in Romblon. It's known for that, for that, and not only that, but they have beautiful beaches,
Mhm,
hidden
mhm,
beaches, and this
mhm.
is something that I really have to discover. There's so many islands in the Philippines, so many, too much to see.
So
Yeah,
much to see. You're right, Arnold. And then
yeah,
after this episode, these will not be quite so hidden gems
ah,
anymore because not everybody will know
yeah.
about them.
Everybody will know. My God.
Okay, for travelers who are already familiar with the Philippines, what changes can they expect to find when they return post lockdown?
Mhm. Okay, as I said, during the pandemic, people have realized the value of the environment. And because of these changes, we also here in the tourism promotions board, we have, we spent this time during the pandemic to really network and touch
Mm,
base with all our communities.
mm,
So we have this is um, SCBT, or Sustainable
mm,
Community-Based Tourism Sites. We have identified them, we have touched base with them, and we wanted to make sure that the benefits of tourism accrue to the communities.
mm,
So what we have done is we have networked with them, and currently we have a program that anchors on responsible, ethical, and sustainable tourism, which I mentioned, sustainable community-based tourism.
mm,
And we work with the Department of Tourism in identifying, not just identifying, but also making sure that they know, we educate them, and that making sure that they are part of the tourism community. And people now, tourists now, you will agree, they prefer less crowded
mm,
destinations, and they want to go to destinations where uh, there's an obvious support of the local communities.
mm,
So we, as I mentioned, in these communities, we help them by retooling, skill retooling and reliefs. So we provide
mm,
them assistance. And then we also are into health tourism because of the pandemic. Now, we are really into health and wellness.
mhm,
So we are promoting our health and wellness here in the Philippines. There's so much, to discover. We have our very own massage, which we call hilot. Okay,
mm,
not the Swedish massage, not it's our own. It's from the Philippines. It's a particular massage where it's really like it's a healing massage. Okay,
mm.
it's typically it's a typical Philippine um,
Technique.
massage brand of
Mhm.
massage. Okay,
Okay.
and then for mice, we will be implementing a program called the Philippine Mice Cities. We want to develop the the destinations for them to identify and to come up with their own my cities. So we tell them, for you to be a my city, you have to have this, you have to have a convention center, you have to have
Mm.
um, accommodation, you have to have not just that, but ancillary services and infrastructure, hospitals, and the roads leading to these
Mm.
destinations. So all of these we have developed in the country, especially during the pandemic, and which we are now implementing.
Yeah, yeah, more to discover now, huh? Now, speaking of tourism changes, can you shed light on the state of investment in Philippine tourism development? And are there specific geographical regions that are especially shining for developers of hotels, attractions, and venues?
Yes, the Tourism Promotions Board is part of the Philippine Investment Promotions Plan. This is a league of 17 investment promotions agencies, and it's dedicated to improve and promote investment opportunities in the country as one destination focusing on its sunshine industries, and of course tourism is among them. So with
Mm.
our sister agency, the CHESA, or the Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority, the attention is now given to destinations where they should be promoted, or where investment should come in. And among them is the San Vicente in Palawan. Once again, Palawan. San Vicente has a long stretch of white sand beach, and
Mm-hmm.
it's still for development. So this is part of our, tourism investment portfolio. Another
Mm-hmm.
is Mount Samat in Bataan, and you have all, of course, in Bohol, the South Palms area. It's
Mm-hmm.
again a long stretch of white sand beach, and
Mm-hmm.
tourism development is being encouraged in the area. And again, Surigao del Norte. This is part of the Siargao area. We have what you call a beautiful place there. I've seen this place, and it's similar to El Nido and Coron. And this is what you call Bucas Grande area. So these are all areas for development. And
Mm-hmm.
mind you, not only that, we are encouraging development of MICE facilities and
Mm, that's great.
properties. You
Mm.
know, MICE is now being recognized as a very strong. We want to go strong on mice, because we realize that we have to have, if we want bodies, then we have to develop our mice industry. But actually, let me tell you that the first of the sectors to really develop is the incentive travel
Mm.
sector. Why? Because we are an archipelago, so there's so many creative things that you can do here in the
Yeah.
country, creative itineraries. And now people are, we will have smaller meetings. I was a part of the panelists in the My Show Asia, and in Singapore, and really part of the talks is that there will be fewer meetings, but then they asked us what would recover first. For the Philippines, I said it's going to be incentive travel. However, we still want to invite, we're still into bid assistance. We want to have more conventions and meetings here in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
but of course we want to feature sustainability. We are into sustainability,
Mm.
and we walk the talk.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we encourage our I'll call this our stakeholders, like our hotels and resorts, to really come up with their own program for sustainability. Instead of using plastic bottles, we encourage them to use refillable tumblers or refillable bottles,
Mm-hmm.
things like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what we're doing now here
Mm-hmm.
in the country.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, for investors looking to contribute to the
Yeah.
development of the Philippine tourism industry, what forms of support can they expect from the relevant authorities?
Okay, the tourism industry in the Philippines offers an attractive menu of incentives for investors interested in contributing to development of this really important sector.
Mm-hmm.
So Among the principles are the income tax holiday for
Mm-hmm.
4 to 7 years, mind you, and the 5% special corporate income tax based on gross income earned in lieu of all national and local taxes. The current incentives are based on the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises or the CREATE Act. This is the Republic Act number 11534. It's a bit technical of 2021. And under this new and current act, incentives are available to foreign investors wherein the nationality and export bias are removed. And they can get in touch with our sister agency who handles infrastructure and tourism
Mm-hmm.
investments. And this is CHESA, as I mentioned, Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority. They can go to their website, CHIEZA, TIEZA .gov or gov.ph,
Mm-hmm.
chiesa.gov.ph. And they could, explore on how to invest here in the country. But there's so
Mm-hmm.
many areas here to invest. If they're a diver, they could invest even in coming up with dive shops, with dive resorts. This was what happened to so many dive areas and dive resorts here in the Philippines. A lot of them are from Europe, would you believe? And I'm sure it's also the same for our other how do you call this, sister countries, our friendly countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. A lot of them are European investors. And similarly, here in the Philippines, we have a lot of divers from Europe who have decided to make this country their residence, and this is where they're going to stay.
Yeah. These people are driven by passion, huh? The love
Yes,
for your
started with
destination.
passion, and then
Yeah.
later on they decided to invest. And I've met a lot of them because we, especially when we promoted diving in
Mm-hmm.
Europe when I was based there, we had 95%, 98% of our sellers, divers from the Philippines, were are from Europe. Would you believe?
Yes, and the Philippines is a great dive site. It's a great diving
Oh
paradise, huh?
yes, yes. You
Mm.
know that we are the center of marine biodiversity in the
Mm.
world. So we have more than 85% of tropical marine species. Both corals and fishes are found here in the country. We are
That's
part of the
wonderful.
Coral Triangle.
I learned something new today. Many
Yeah.
things. Actually, I learned many things new today from you, Arnold. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for giving us your time for this update on the Philippines.
Thank you so much, Karen. And I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to present my beautiful country. And I just hope that we will have more investments, more
Mm.
investors, and more importantly, more tourists to come and visit the beautiful Philippines. You are all welcome. There's no more, how do you call this? As long as you're vaccinated, you can
Mm.
come and visit the Philippines. And even if you're vaccinated, you just have to have an antigen or RT-PCR test,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just visit the Philippines. We have really opened our borders to our
Right.
visitors all over the world.
Mhm. Travel has become more accessible for the Philippines.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
that's great. Yep. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, keep a lookout for more Philippine news and features that are available on TTG Asia and TTG Minds. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Take care and see you next time. Goodbye.